Hello and welcome. Today we will see the third chapter of the book, The First Flight of Class 10th. In this chapter, we'll come across two stories. First story is First Flight and the second story is The Black Airplane. We will cover both the stories in this video as they are very short stories with almost the same message. What is the message? We'll see in the end of the story. The first story, his first flight, is all about mustering the courage, the willpower, and trying to overcome the fear. So the story begins with a seagull sitting on its ledge. What is a ledge? Ledge, it's edge of a wall or a cliff. So it was sitting on the edge of a cliff, mustering the courage to fly. He would go back, run forth, and as it comes near to the ledge, could not fly. He was afraid of flying. He thought, if I take a leap, I may fall down and never come up. He was so afraid that he went back into the hole where he slept last night and pretended to sleep once again. On the other hand, all his brothers and sisters have already learned the art of flying. They were flying and enjoying their flight with their parents. Their father and mother both were taking care of all other his brothers and sisters. One of them also learned the art of catching a fish, whereas this seagull is afraid to fly. He tried many times, but then as soon as it comes to the edge of the cliff, could not gather the courage to fly. When the parents saw this, they started rebuking him. They started threatening him. They almost made him to realize that you are a coward. But still, nothing worked. After a while, everybody else in the family, they were enjoying their flight and they sat down in their respective corners. Whereas this alone seagull felt so lonely there, and even then he was getting mad by hunger because his parents were not feeding him anything. They were very strict to tell him that yes, you need to be independent. You need to learn the art of flying, learn the art of catching fish, then only you can survive in this world. I would relate this incident with all of us. Do you remember first time when you tried to ride a bicycle? We are very afraid to ride a bicycle when we are newborn, when we are very young. But then our parents, father, mother, elder brothers, sisters, they encourage us, they support us. We may fall down many a times, but at the end of the day, we learn riding the bicycle. And it all thanks to our parents and our elder brother or sister, those who helped us. Similar thing was being done here by the parents of this seagull. They were trying to make him independent. That's why they were very strict with him. They were encouraging him, even abusing by cowardice and telling him to fly, but not supporting him. They did not feed him. He was getting mad by the hunger. Whereas he could see his brothers and sisters, they are enjoying their meals, their fish. Father was not paying any attention at all at him. He was preening his wings. The brother sisters have smaller wings than this seagull, yet they could fly, and this seagull is not flying even though he has bigger wings. That is all about courage. It's not about resources that we have. It's about the willpower and the courage that we have that make things happen. So now, as he was maddened by hunger, his father was not paying attention. Brother and sister were busy in their own business. His mother only kept looking at him. And she took a piece of a fish and came very near to him. And he thought his mother will feed him. And she went passing. And again he was left there. Hungry. But then as mother crossed him, he tried to catch that fish and jumped. As he jumped, he fell off the cliff. Beneath him was a huge blue sea. He kept going down. and then he let himself free. He was very afraid, but then he let himself free to go down, and then he spread his wings. And as he was about to touch the blue sea, he took off. He started to learn the art of swinging, flying, soaring up, and he became independent that day. He learned the art of flying that day. So his parent made sure that he doesn't rely on anyone for his food, for his independence, for his flying. And that's the end of this first story. So that was the first story. We move on to the second story of the same chapter. These are not the two chapters, but the same chapter with two stories. The second story is about the black aeroplane. In this story, the protagonist is a pilot and he is having holiday now. So he decided that he would spend these holidays with his family in England, back in England. So he thought, I would go from France to England and have my breakfast with my family. He wanted his English breakfast. More than breakfast, he wanted to be with his family by the time it's breakfast time. So he decided he would take off. And he took off. He contacted the Paris control tower to find about the directions and other important help. They told him, take 12 degrees west. He took 12 degrees west and flew. After some time, nearly 150 kilometers away from Paris, he saw a huge clouds, black clouds, mountain of black clouds. It was a very stormy weather and he regretted his decision to go to England and he thought, I should return back. I should return back to Paris. But then his instinct told him, no, I should try. Let me take this risk. He checked his fuel tank. He had very minimum fuel also. So this huge mountain of clouds. Suddenly he cannot fly up the clouds. Suddenly he cannot go around the clouds because he has very limited fuel. So he thought, I would go across the stormy weather, these clouds. I would pierce these clouds and would go. And he took the risk, went straight into the clouds. As he went into the cloud, it was absolutely dark. He could not see any direction. He tried to check his compass and surprised to see compass was going in all directions, right, left, round and round and round and round. That means compass was out of order. He tried his radio, hello Paris control tower, hello Paris control tower. No reply, he couldn't contact them. Now he actually regretted his decision. He had limited fuel, he could not see direction, he does not know where to go, straight or left or right, nothing. And with limited fuels, even his plane may get a crash also. It was such a terrible situation for him. And he was really afraid this time. What to do now? He could not contact the control tower, neither his compass is working, all the instruments are going out of order. Then all of a sudden, he saw one more aeroplane just beside him. One black aeroplane. Although this aeroplane doesn't have light on its wings. But he could very clearly see one more aeroplane, black aeroplane. And surprisingly he saw the pilot of that another aeroplane. He was waving his hand towards him, as if he was telling him, follow me. So he thought somebody has sent help for him. Maybe Paris control tower sent a help to him. And that aeroplane took little forward and northwards, so that our protagonist of the story could easily follow him. And he started following like an obedient child. The black aeroplane that was flying near to him, in front of him, kept on going, and he also kept on going. And he saw the fuel tank. He could hardly fly for 5 to 10 minutes more. That's it. That much fuel only he had. And he was again afraid. Would I ever be able to make it? Would I reach safely to my home today? And as he was thinking these things, he came out of the clouds. And he saw the two lighted strips down on the ground. That is runway. That means he reached the airport. He was so happy. He landed. And as he landed at the runway on the airport, he was so happy, and then he thought, let me thank that fellow, the one who came to help me. And he went to the control tower. And at the reception desk, he asked, I want to meet the pilot of the another plane that came with me. He could not see that plane anywhere on the runway, so he thought it may have been parked somewhere else. He asked, I want to help that pilot who helped me. The person sitting at the control tower was surprisingly looking at him. That lady, one lady was sitting there. She looked at him surprisingly. What are you talking, sir? There was no other aeroplane. You were the only one who was flying in stormy weather. No other airplane was flying. There was no plane in our radar. He was surprised. That who was that? Was that a plane? I have very clearly seen a plane and a pilot. But then the control tower says there was no other plane. Only your plane was flying. On this note, the chapter ends. So, if I suggest all of you, for better understanding, don't rely upon the summary only. Please read the chapters and then listen to the summary. It will be very, very helpful to you. So, on this note, I finish this chapter and we will meet again for the next chapter. Thank you.